here we go. I think the taters are just about done.
A pink flamingo stuck in the yard, and if it's pointing left, that it's full of cars. Something's cooking and it just ain't right. Hell's Kitchen gonna burn tonight. Well, they used to make a living off of bathtub gin. When the hippie showed up, weed was in. Well, they profit off of weakness and they always have. Now meth is the recipe for cold hard cash. Something's cooking and it just ain't right. Hell's Kitchen gonna burn tonight.
Just gonna give them one quick whisk here. Okay, now, dig in. All right, now it's time for the turkey. Oh, what a beautiful bird.
No. Hey, man. Why don't you just relax and just let me do that for you?
Yeah.
Rest that little hand.
It's my pleasure. But what a nice young man to offer.
you.
Let me give you a little pinch there. Come on.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh. You know, a lot of people are kind of intimidated about making a turkey, but really it's very simple. You just have to know the anatomy of a turkey, and it's got over here just the tiniest little stink hole, but it's big enough to...
What's going on, y'all? So, the Smart and Final up in South Lake restocked their Knox gelatin. I needed 2 more pounds. I've already got this all mixed up, and it's not going to be clear till I melt it. I let it bloom and then melt it back down. So this part's the easy part. Let's first start with the measurement. Getting ahead of myself. So I measured out 10 quarts of water. It's 2.5 gallons. And I've already done all the math pre-hand before my last time I made it, because it's usually all the recipes are by weight. So I got 10 quarts of purified water and then a half cup of hydrogen peroxide, and this is going to help make it more clear and then keep it mold free so you can reuse it several times. And then about a couple teaspoons of citric acid. That's my addition to help keep it from molding. And then 2.5 pounds of Knox gelatin, and just dump it in. It don't matter. You're not trying to mix it in slow like the recipes I've seen. Keep it from bubbling. Just dump it in. And then use just a wire whisk. Mix that shit up. Doesn't take very long, but basically right now all you're trying to do is just break up the clumps. So once it starts mixing in, it gets a little stiffer to stir. It starts turning into like applesauce, and then eventually mashed potatoes, or cream of wheat, then mashed potatoes. And once you get the surface all stirred up, you can look on the side and you'll see the pockets of water and clumps. But this is the easy part. Well, I wouldn't say that. The melting it back down is easy as well. I think the hardest part is, well, it's not hard, is, picking it up off the range, off your bench, your table you're using, and cutting it up into chunks, and then melting it back down over a double boiler the same way you'd take this out of the fridge. So after it looks like that, give it another quick stir. Make sure there's no big clumps or water pockets. Get it consistent, and then stick it in your beer fridge for 24, 48 hours, whatever. And then you'll cut it up into chunks. It's not going to be clear yet. Cut it up into big chunks and stick it in a double boiler. It's going to be a pretty big pot you'll need. I use my propane turkey fryer burner. And then basically just heating it down until it's all melted, and then give it a good stir, and then pour it back down into these totes, and then back in the fridge. And then another night or two, and you know, depending on how good your fridge works, and then you got Ballistics gel, and you can reuse that as long as you want until it's not clear anymore. But you can still test the it's gonna get a little bit more dense as you lose some of the material or you melt it down. I didn't, but you could probably add a little bit of water and maybe add just a little bit of hydrogen peroxide after the third or fourth time. If you start seeing any mold spores form on the top, just wipe that off, and then next time you melt it back down after you've shot it, add just a little bit of peroxide. But yeah, look at that. Now we got almost mashed potatoes. So yeah, I think I covered everything. I'll show you the results. Maybe probably be Friday by the time I melt it back down. Maybe I'll do a video between. But you'll see the results soon.